I'm a prodigy of Generation 1. My family wasn't in racing, it was just me, and this is something that I wanted to do. And my parents told me that if you want to do it, you got to go out and figure out how to do it.
My dad told me I was an idiot for spending like every paycheck I had in high school and everything into this bug, but the goal was never to prove him wrong, just to continually have fun.
To be able to build and forge some new relationships with kind of the next generation of guys and guys that are really trendsetters that are in the industry, and then to be able to kind of take that and put our own spin of it. You know, we saw the Blake's deal, we said, hey, there's something here, I think.
Nothing's gonna come easy. It's just like anything. To learn something new, it takes effort.
If I can do it, any kid out there can, you know, chase their dreams and pursue their passions, and I'm very grateful that I've been able to do that.
I'm Corey Ryder.
I'm Cameron Foray.
I'm Blake Wilkie, and I am PRI.
Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Welcome to the Speed Sports Studios and episode 6 of the PRI Road Tour Highlight Show, powered by Mobil 1. You know, out in Redondo Beach, California, Tom Lieb owns a company called SCAT. They build connecting rods, push rods, and crankshafts, along with Volkswagen accessories. Let's take a look.
My name's Tom Lieb. I'm the CEO of SCAT Enterprises, Redondo Beach, California. We make crankshafts, connecting rods, rotating assemblies, pro car seats, and then of course we have our iconic Volkswagen accessory program. To be a quality manufacturer, you need three things. You need good equipment, you need the system to be able to control that equipment. The system is the work orders with all the specifics of what you're supposed to be doing. It's all the drawings, it's all the technical background. And then the third thing that you need is a dedicated and a professional employee. And I think that over the years, I've been very fortunate. My employees are all of that. That's what makes us. And that's the bell. That's for all of them to come back to work. Hopefully they had a nice lunch, you know.
Tom, thanks for letting us stop by. There's obviously a lot of great professional employees working over there at SCAT out in Redondo Beach. Speaking of Redondo Beach, lunchtime, not a great place to eat for lunch out in Redondo Beach. Well, now it's time for our first off-the-road tour stop. We're going to visit with Dan List of SPA Technique. Hey, Dan, how are you?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Tell the folks a little bit about SPA Technique and what you do if they haven't heard of you before.
Yeah, SPA Technique, we're like the North American division of SPA Technique in the UK. They've been around since 1989, and we've been here in Indianapolis since 1999, and we do, our major thing is fire suppression, but we also do racing mirrors, steering wheel quick releases, and even shock dynos and gauges.
Let's talk a little bit about the fire suppression. What kind of systems do you produce, and are they for everybody?
We produce a lot of different stuff. So we do FIA Technicolix 16 and 52, but we also do SFI 17.1 and 17.2. So FIA is kind of the European standard, whereas SFI is like the US standard.
And let's talk a little bit about what you have to go through to prove that your system is approved for use.
So SFI has like their own testing. So they have specifications on the amount of fuel they use, how long it's got to burn, how many nozzles you're allowed to apply to it, and the amount of firefighting agent. And then FIA, they do it more where here's the fire, you just need to put it out.
Talk a little bit about the intensity of the test, though. The FIA regulations are pretty stringent from what I understand.
Yes, the new FIA Technicolix 15 or 8865/2015 systems, that's really set the bar high, where the cockpit test is like the shell of like a Ford Focus, let's say, including the hatch area, and they take 3 bowls of fuel with a total of 7 liters of fuel, and they put that in the car, usually shove it into the corners. They ask the manufacturer to put their fire system in. They light it, and it burns for a full minute before you're able to activate the system, and it has to put it out with no reignition. Whereas SFI tests are just a burn time of 20 seconds. And
Wow,
then the engine test for that is only 5 liters of fuel in a box, but it burns till it hits 500 C or 6 minutes, whichever comes first. And you have to put that out with no reignition.
We've seen some crazy situations this year, like Romain Grosjean's deal comes to mind in Formula One. How much is that going to change what you're going to have to do in the future?
I think, you know, the automatic feature on systems is becoming more and more wanted. Like the F1 crash, most of those drivers probably don't even know there's a button there to push if they have a fire.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that automatic system, because maybe some of our grassroots racers don't even know it exists. How does that work?
So with like our SFI systems for like dirt oval racing requirements, it uses like a thermal bulb. So once that bulb hits a certain temperature, it breaks. And then in our case, a piston moves and then all the extinguishing comes out. What we're working on with IndyCar is more something we've done with armored cars and stuff, where we're using a thermal wire. And once it hits a certain temperature, it fuses and activates the system electronically.
Obviously, this is something every racer should have in their race car, no matter what level they're competing at. How expensive are these systems if you're racing on a budget?
I mean, our most affordable systems for like SCCA club racers are just under $400. But then you go, you know, the high end, some of our Zoom Bang stuff, like that FIA system, you're talking like almost $3,000.
What should racers think about with SPA Technique in the future? Are there any new products on the way?
Yes, we're pretty excited about a new firefighting agent we're going to be making available this year. It's giving us fire out times of a gas product. And the other thing that we found in initial testing, it's proving very effective on lithium battery fires, which is becoming more and more of a thing in racing.
Wow. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. If somebody wants to reach out to SPA Technique to check out your products or maybe order something, where do they go?
You can go to our website, www.spatechnique.com. And yeah, all our info is there. Check out our products and we'd love to hear from you.
Well, Dan, thanks for joining us today, and thanks for keeping racers safe.
Thank you.
It's pretty amazing the level of testing that Dan List and the group at SPA Technique have to go through to get their fire suppression systems approved. If you're looking for a new system for your race car, check them out. Out in Southern California, you'll find Tom Longo and Derail E. They make great aftermarket performance parts for your vehicle. Let's go check them out.
Derail E, what does it mean, and how do you say it? A lot of people say derail, and a lot, you know, so we get all kinds of different names, but it's actually Derail E. But the name came from, the engineer had 3 kids, Debbie, Rachel, and Lenny. And he just took 2 letters from each, and that's where the name came from. So it's really kind of a funny story, but cool. And the brand, you know, like I said, it's a name that people can remember. My grandfather was a true entrepreneur as well, but him and his brother in the 40s were, started a chrome plating shop in Chicago. And they were partners in the business, and it was just a, job shop, chrome plating shop. And my grandfather had an aunt that was in Altadena, which is out here by Pasadena, that was, asking them to come out. So literally for a Rose Parade, they said, we'll come out for New Year's and watch the Rose Parade, Pasadena Rose Parade. They came out and it was 70 degrees and it was New Year's Day. And my grandfather said, we're selling everything and coming out to California. And it's true, it's a funny story because you hear that happened, but this truly did happen. My grandfather went back, split from his brother, took all, sold his house. My dad just graduated, he was 18, graduated from high school, and moved the family to LA. More towards the later 50s, he was chrome plating for all types of companies, right? And automotive was just growing here in California. And one of the companies didn't pay him. So what did he do? He bought it. And that's how we got into the automotive aftermarket. So our product line just kept on growing from there. He bought 3 companies between, you know, late 50s and mid 60s. But we were always truly chrome platers. Then he put, you know, the machines that we filmed, so he started buying those machines in the 60s and 70s, and they were all brand new at the time. He'd save money and he'd pay cash for the next one. On this facility, it's 5 acres, 100,000 square feet of building that he built, you know, for this company. And even today, we still sell a lot of companies in this industry products that, you know, that we make just for them. Some are Durelli branded and some are not, you know. So, you know, kind of, you know, that's the way the industry grew, because you couldn't afford to build everything all at the same time. Everybody couldn't build tooling for every part. So it's been kind of fun, but I grew up in the industry knowing, you know, a lot of the different players, the different people that were also building the industry. And there was 23 grandkids from my grandfather, and all of us worked here at some point or another, right, over time. You know, summers and spring breaks, and anytime we could get, my dad could get us out of bed early enough, we were at work. But yeah, it's been fun, and like I said, it's grown, you know, you know, now it's, what, 65 years. Yeah, well, Durelli.com, DERALE.com, or call us. We have tech guys that answer the phone. They'll talk you through the product. They'll explain. They'll help you install it. Whatever you need. 323-266-3850. Ask for tech. And like I said, good guys that know the product well. I'm Tom Longo, and I am PRI.
Pretty cool how the folks at Durelli came up with the business name utilizing names and letters from the members of the family. Thanks for letting us come by and check out what you have going on there at Durelli. You know, if you're looking for high performance accessories and parts for your Mustang or a Ford product that you might own, boy, you know the name Steeda. Nobody does it better than them. Let's head down to Georgia and check out Steeda. Well, hey Chris, hey Scott, great to hear from you guys and catch up with you. Well, you know, if you're into Ford products, certainly the Mustang, Steeda is one of the first names that comes to your mind when you start thinking about all the stuff you want to do to your new car. So what's the latest and greatest coming out of Steeda these days?
Well, I think it's all of our new products we continue to produce for these Go Fast Mustangs, right? Designed, engineered, manufactured right here in-house in Valdosta, Georgia. And I'm very partial to our world record-breaking Steeda Silver Bullet, the world's fastest all-motor S550 Mustang, running a 976 at over 143 miles an hour on atmosphere alone.
That's impressive. So as the Mustang market really seems to be taking off these days, what are you guys seeing?
It's really cool to be able to see that Ford and the Ford Performance team and the engineers there have been continuing to take that platform and make it even better. You know, 15 to 17 had the Gen 2 Coyote, that big refresh in 2018 where they rolled out the Gen 3 Coyote, they rolled out the 10-speed, the MagnaRide on the GTs, the active exhaust. They really injected a lot of tech into the Mustang that kind of gave it a breath of fresh air. And obviously, we've been really happy with it and its performance in the Silver Bullet. As well as our HVDE car, it's 2018 red car. Glenn Vitale, our VP of Operations, pilots that thing and does circles around cars that are triple its price, just for the select few parts that we both carry on our site from Steeda and other vendors as well.
So as this market continues to grow, where do you guys see the fastest part of that growth coming?
New product development.
Yeah.
We're always trying to see what the next component is, where the next weak spot is, what we could do to get better driver feedback when you're inside the car. So we're always looking at taking off the OEM components. How do we make it better? You know, also working very closely with our customers. A lot of times people think that, you know, maybe we're just into producing cars, but our main consumer base is the guy that likes to, you know, wrench on his car on the weekends, you know, still drive his car every day. So we like to turn street cars into race cars, but not hurt the ride, not hurt the comfort. Still have them ride really good. You can take it on a 4, 5, 6 hour road trip. We never like to ruin the cars. Making race car parts is easy, but making street cars act like race cars, that's what it's all about.
I don't know about you guys, but if I'm going down the road and I see a cool car coming the other way, I'm always rolling down the window so I can hear it, right? That is probably one of the quickest and easiest things you can do when you get a new car to play with. Change the sound. What's going on in the exhaust world with Steeda?
We've got our X pipes and H pipes. They delete the resonator, so they don't mess with any emissions equipment or anything like that. And for the old school muscle car guys, right, they like the H pipe sounds. They like the deep growl. Some of the people that jump into the Mustangs nowadays, they're from other markets, Subarus, BMWs, and they might even want the higher pitch sound, and that's where the X pipe comes into play. But I'll tell you what, we cannot keep those things on the shelf. It's a simple, easy mod. I think they retail for what, 150, 179 bucks, something like that.
Well, it's the music to my ears, I can tell you that. As we get going into 2021 and the fans are out, how do they find you, and where can we find you guys at the races coming up this year?
Where to start? Well, easy, simple, Steeda.com. You can find us there. Our phone number is right at the top right-hand corner too, 800-950-0774. We're on all the social channels as well, Steeda Autosports. You can find us Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all the good stuff, and YouTube as well. We've been investing big time into our video channels, and we would love to see you guys subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think of our videos, because we want to just make them that much better for you.
Well, listen, I really appreciate you guys coming by and visiting with us here. Look forward to seeing you and certainly hearing those Steeda Mustangs. Good catching up with you guys.
Likewise, thanks for your time.
Thank you so much.
I told you those guys at Steeda make some really cool pieces and parts for Ford vehicles. Check them out if you're looking for something for your Mustang. And we can't wait to see them in action at the racetrack this season. Now, we can't show you everything in full length here in our highlight show, but if you go to performanceracing.com, you can see all the full length features. One that you will see there is from FI Tech fuel injections. Here's a teaser.
I think even in the year 3000, we're still going to have racing. We just don't know what it's going to look like.
So I started digging in on FI Tech, and it was a brand new company. I was like, I want to go work with them. This is going to be cool. This is going to blow up. This is going to be neat. So on our systems, the computer is built into the unit. It comes with the oxygen sensor that you're gonna have to put in the exhaust to get some readings, and a coolant temp sensor. Those are your exterior sensors. 4 wires, you can turn the key and go.
There's a bunch of brands underneath the Power Auto Media family, but we all share the same kitchen. And so it creates a pretty cool, exciting atmosphere to jump around and see people work together. They pulled an article at SEMA from Car and Driver in the 70s, where it's does the motorsports path have 5 more years left? And here we are today. I'm Jonathan Mill.
I'm Mike Wall, and I am PRI.
Thanks to Johnny and Mike for the tour at FI Tech Fuel Injections. And again, if you want to see the full-length versions, you can check out the Performance Racing YouTube page. You can go to performanceracing.com and also visit us at speedsport.com. And for great racing action, check out speedsport.tv. That'll do it for episode 6 of the Performance Racing Industry Road Tour Highlight Show, powered by Mobil 1. We'll be back with another episode real soon, and in the meantime, we want to leave you with this. I got to take the cameras to my buddy Bill Ryan's private collection hidden away here in the hills around North Carolina. If you like vintage NASCAR, you're going to love this. See you soon. Oh my, are you serious?
We have a few toys. A few.
Oh, wow. Oh, my Lord. This is unbelievable, Bill.
I told you you'd be impressed.
All hidden in a barn here in North Carolina.
Yes. Yes.
How many do you have?
Restored and unrestored, I have 64.
64.
Total, yeah.
And those are your personal cars. That's not,
yeah.
These are not customer cars. These are yours.
Yes. Yes, I've been saving cars and restoring cars for almost 22 years now.